Get that last no-scope kill and hit pause. It's time for the Video Game Podcast where the Konami Code is alive and well. The console wars don't exist. Rings are just as valuable as coins. Pots are not safe from swords. Giant robots kick ass. And fireballs are a perfectly acceptable weapon in a fist fight. That's right, it's time for the Super Gamer Bros Podcast Ultra Hyper Alpha Super EX Double Impact Plus A Live. Settle in and let's get to gaming.
Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Super Gamer Bros. We have been talking about our Gamescom thoughts all
We
week.
should do an episode on game porn. Good
We're
idea.
not doing an episode
Next
on
episode, game porn.
There's too much of it out there.
There's literally enough for a podcast to exist talking nothing about game porn.
I'm one of your hosts, Slayton. I'm on Xbox all the time, and I'm joined by Neo Nerd Lady.
And Cassandra, and I rank Gavin's.
So, since she and I are the only ones who really watch Gamescom stuff, we're the ones with you guys this week to talk about it.
So we have yet to talk about Gamescom, which is kind of hilarious.
It's things that came out of Gamescom. We'll leave it at that. Like, we talked about cloud, mobile gaming today. I think it was part of Gamescom, but if you guys watched our Team Adventure, which is my live Thursday Destiny show last week, I'm on it with some people who have loved Destiny. We've played it forever today. We complain a lot about Destiny, but we love it. And I feel bad that we complain so much because it's like they do really good things, and then they just, for every good thing, there's two bad things. Like they just really can't keep up. And I understand there's the gamer expectations, and it's like if WoW can do it, I know that they just left Activision and they're on their own for 2 years, and Bungie's really starting to find its footing. But I know it's going to be hard to keep up with things.
I have two problems with both that statement you made.
It is hard to keep up with things when you're doing a live service game. I understand it, but it's being done phenomenally in Fortnite. It's being done phenomenally in World of Warcraft. So you've got examples to look at. All right, get it out.
Not really. World of Warcraft definitely has not. I cannot count the purge of people that have already left because of the thing we had a literal week also conversation about.
So,
but hold on. Pre-lawsuit, they were still purging members. They weren't purging them as bad, but their numbers were going down. Now, if you want to talk about a good representation of games that keep getting people to join it and has been doing really good about it, is you have to go to another MMO. As far as Fortnite, by the way, it's because it's literally just become pop culture reference 101. It's literally whatever.
Keep that stuff going. And I know it's not as complicated as
no, it's not. You just put Master Chief in it or He-Man.
It still takes time. All right, so give me an MMO that you think is good.
An MMO that has been actually keeping up with player expectation and everything is actually Final Fantasy XIV.
I've heard
which
that
is
one.
Kind of hilarious because I got a background
Elder
for this. Elder Scrolls has been doing really good about it, and so has Final Fantasy. So both of those are way better in my opinion of example because
we'll use those as an example.
Yeah, because WoW unfortunately has become the Destiny version of this.
So here's my problem, and I know we live in an age full of data leaks and things like that. Things get leaked all the time. I know Bungie's been trying to fight some of that, but my biggest problem with Destiny is they ruin all of their oh shit moments. I love storytelling, and Bungie has gotten really good with their storytelling in Destiny, but they give away all the big moments before the season even happens in a trailer form. And so they did their big presentation yesterday, right before the new season launched. They barely talked about the new season, but they showed off everything for next year with Savathûn, having the light, the hive, now are like Guardians. They showed all of this stuff off. But you start Season of the Lost, and then you realize, yes, Osiris was Savathûn. There's this big oh shit moment that we all were already guessing was coming. The story happens, and you know what's going to happen. You're going to help her, and she's going to betray you. There's no oh shit moments. They ruined everything for the rest of this year into February by promoting nothing but the next year's content. They ruined everything. And I am talking like when I booted up the game and we found Osiris, there was this cutscene and everyone's fucking freaking out because Osiris transforms into Savathûn. They don't show you Savathûn until after she's in Marasov's like frozen elemental cage, where she's just a shape. Let that have just talk about Season of the Lost, talk about some of the changes coming next year, but don't ruin your story for the next 7 months. I don't understand. Y'all, like, I know the data leak said we were going to get rid of her worm. She's going to get the light. But she's trying to make it out like she's not the bad guy. So we could have spent the entire season debating, is she or isn't she the bad guy? Until they went ahead and showed off the Witch Queen. And I'm like, y'all, you know, they ruined every one of those oh shit moments when the Crow rescued Osiris, when the Red Legion came in and Zavala had to deal with things like all that. They ruined all of that in preseason trailers. And that to me is horrible, horrible promotion. Because one of the best things in ever games is when you have that oh shit moment. Like, would you kindly? Remember that? Imagine if they had
the best plot twist, one of the best plot twists in video games. The would you kindly moment. There's even people even call it that now. The would you kindly moment. What was the would you kindly moment?
There's so many that they could be doing in their storytelling, but they ruin it all just to combat, I think, data miners. And to me, that is a huge waste. Leave people guessing. Leave them guessing.
So I think they're blaming data miners because that's dumb.
I understand. You can't.
No.
Fight
if you're
them.
blaming your community for ruining shit, you failed.
I agree.
Because what you're doing is you're saying the people who are hardcore fans of your stuff are ruining it for everyone else. The people who are keeping your game alive is ruining it for everyone else. What you should do is, the data miners found this stuff. But we also have a test server we're testing stuff on. So this could be the real data. This could be the thing. It's like, think about Warframe. Warframe has a large community, as big as Destiny. It has TennoCon, which is in like Europe, and it's a huge convention for thing. There's data miners. There are people who found the suits before they even got released. But you find the suits. You find things. But one thing that the thing that Warframe does different than Destiny in that case is when they talk about a story, they're only talking about the next one. And that one is only hinted at in other missions you have to run. Like, one of the biggest oh crap moments in that game for me, because I got really far in it, I should go back and play some more. One of the biggest oh crap moments in that game was when you find out why the ship and the woman who's been in your head the entire time call you two different things. Because one's talking to one and one's talking to another. And it's like the whole moment in that game where you find out the reason the ship calls you Tenno, and the reason that she calls you Operator is because there is a human being in a pod in the moon that is turned invisible so they can hide everybody from the darkness. And your suit's job, you in the suit while still linked to it, have to pick you up and carry you out of there. See, and that was a badass moment.
Yeah. Destiny ruins all of its badass moments. And, like, I wish I were writing for Destiny because I would just shake things up. They're always attempting to take that punch, but then they pull it back. It's the same problem I had with, like, Clone Wars. It's too many win-win situations. There's not enough win-losses. Like, you can't win everything. You can't always be in the right. You can't always come out on top. You need those struggles, and they set up these perfect story points, and then they pull it back, and I don't know, we're always on top. And now they're really starting to get to that gray area, and there's so much they could be doing to just surprise us. But they just kind of, well, it's out there. Let's just ruin it for everybody. Instead of, like, I don't understand why you have to put so much stuff in a server if you're especially working on a test server. Like, there's no reason they should have been able to data mine all of next year like 6 months ago.
Yeah. I don't understand why they would put that in either if they're... I mean, why you can release background patches and whatnot. You know what this is starting to sound like to me? And not in a bad way. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing your thing, but you know what this sounds like to me?
What?
The problem with comic books. And I if I had Brad right here, Brad or Bo or Greg right here right now, this is the same problem with comic books. It's called keeping the status quo. When they killed Captain America, what was the first sentence out of everyone's mouth? When are they bringing him back?
Problem. I have said for years, comics should be in real time. If somebody dies, they're gone. I did not expect my child to be having the exact same heroes I had as a kid. I wish mine would have. Like, you don't always need a Spider-Man. Create new things. You don't always need Cyclops or Wolverine. Create new things. Like, X-Men can continually evolve. Avengers can continue to evolve. But go the Earth X route. Let him grow old and retire and start a new batch of heroes. Like, that's how it should go, because we should not be on version 100 of Spider-Man and creating all these multiverses. Like, the idea of the multiverse in comics, I think, is the laziest thing they could have done, instead of just sticking to their guns and going forward and changing things. Because I loved when Superman died. I loved it. Loved it. Because I was like, yes, let's move on. Then they brought it back in Superman Blue, and I like the suit. But it's the same thing. They kill off the heroes only to have to bring them back.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. Take those punches. The only punch Destiny took and they stuck with was killing off Cade 6. That was the only punch that they went, and they could have changed it because he was an EXO. They could have just put a backup in.
Yeah, you know why they only stuck with that one?
Because he didn't want to do it anymore, probably.
Right, because the actor who played him said, "I need to move on to other things," and instead of just having him do the best thing they could have done is just had his character go, I'm going off to the Shadow Realm.
Not necessarily. They've recast half the characters already as it is. They could have found somebody close enough.
Yeah, they got rid of
They've done a bunch of switchover.
Peter Dinklage. They got rid of him.
They also switched out Ikora and some other people. So don't get me wrong, us Guardians, we love Destiny. I've played it since the beta day. I love playing it. I have fun playing it, but at the same time, like right now, the next year's going to start till February 22nd. So we're we got September, October, November, December, January, February. That's half a year we have to go with one season. They've spoiled. Like, they could have done so many storytelling elements this season, but they spoiled everything. Everything.
Yep.
So I don't like when games do that. Let your gamers, like, one of the trailers they showed for celebrating 30 years of Bungie was all these people with, oh my God, it's my first vault of glass, all these oh shit moments that nobody had because they ruined everything. I was like, you guys are just full of shit because, none of these people are surprised. You have constantly ruined every single story point by showing everything in a trailer. A trailer is supposed to entice you, not give everything away.
I think also part of it is that this is not you and this is not me. This is a statement. Many fans do not like it when you change shit. Look at He-Man.
Don't get me started on He-Man.
I'm not talking about the new series that hasn't come out yet. I'm talking about the one that just...
I was okay with it after a while because you can't tell He-Man without He-Man. There's lore. And I understand what he did now. We're only halfway through the series. I get it. I don't think it was the right choice to make and take, but I respect what he did. But you don't promise people a fucking He-Man series and kill him off in the first episode and the last. I don't understand that. And then, I had a lot to say about the Netflix original He-Man series because how do you take He-Man? Like, they should have just done it in the future with his kid Hero, where they could have done the sci-fi setting and the Voltron and Power Rangers setup. That's what they should have done. Don't fucking reboot He-Man. Put it in fucking Cybertron. Make them all goddamn Power Rangers and fucking Voltron. Like, don't fucking do that shit. Tell something new.
You know what the artwork looked like? They are telling something new, and it's
no, they're not. They're trashing. Like, the 2000 series was very fun and respectful. It respects the source material and the dedicated fans and brought in new fans. They just didn't sell them toys. The cartoon was like, oh, well, fuck it. They should have fucking continued that series. That would have been better. Kevin Smith is at least trying. I understand. But Netflix is just like,
we need to see where he goes. We need to see where he goes for the second series.
We do. He's at least trying. But Netflix with this other one did not give two shits. I'm sorry.
You know what it feels like to me? Do you know what it should have done?
What?
You know what it feels like it's done? It feels like an early 2000s Nickelodeon cartoon. Like when they did that early 2000s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon and shit. That's what it looked and felt like. I was like, I was waiting for the Nickelodeon logo to show up.
I will say, I kind of like the way Orko looks. It's an
Robo
Orko. Yeah, Robo Orko. That was the only thing that caught my eye. The rest of it, I was like,
I mean, I'll just go back and read the old DC, the new DC comics they did.
Yeah, I will forever be I love the 2000s more than the 80s. I fucking love that series. It was so well done with such great designs. Even the change of the Power Sword made sense, and people loved that show.
Did you read the DC comics that they did about 10 years ago?
That was where they did like the multiverse one, right?
No.
No, it was like all the He-Mans. There was like the movie He-Man and all the other ones came up together.
And maybe at one point in one of the comics. No, this is the one where like at the end they make him king because like it's all that's the one. That's like also one of the first ones where they said that Skeletor was his uncle that got the sword and he went insane for it.
So yeah, we're off of video game topics. We're done with today's show. I think.
But I just gonna say was they like to keep things safe.
So tomorrow's our last Games Talk. We're just call it Gamescom inspired show. What are we talking about tomorrow, Cassandra?
We are going to be talking about a very. I had the thought in my head and I just fucking lost it.
Tune in tomorrow. We'll figure out
tomorrow. It'll be a surprise. It'll be Friday. It'll be great. Surprise, motherfuckers!
Let me just start the show.
I gotta say this also happened to like, wow, this happened to almost every game that's like that has gone on too goddamn long.
Okay, it's not really that. So, are you done adjusting your background so I can get this started?
No, just keep moving around. I'm just gonna.
Remember when you Google or image search, look for large so that you can blow it up and it's not ugly?
This is blown up. That's the problem is this is the actual size of the image and I'm trying to shrink it.
Yeah, you just have to find. Oh, well, I don't know what to do. My eye hurts, bitch. You're like, shut up. Da 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 da.
Smaller.
I'm singing Starlight.